Hi, I'm Matt, and this is another commentary video. This isn't actually a game, it's just Shinny with a bunch of really good hockey players. Because they're so good and because it's so fast, I figured I'd do a commentary on it just to show the pace and how I have to act differently in it. Let's begin. So on this play, since the guy's coming in a sharp angle and he's on his wrong hand, the moment he goes onto the backhand, I know he's going to make a pass out in front. I watched where the guy was coming from and had a general idea of where he was coming. Because of that, I was able to slide over pretty easily and be square to him, and I make a reaction stick save, and it just goes up and into the corner. So on this play, I went into VH because I actually thought he was going to pass it across and not try to jam it in. Either way, I make the first save pretty easily, but the kind of bounce off rebound leaves me in an awkward position. And with these pads, I have a hard time getting that VH, and my legs kind of push off because the boot is so stiff. As you can see, I kind of lean away from the post. But luckily, after he jams it, it ends up in my glove, like right on the skate. So he couldn't really do anything with it. And as you can see, these guys took it a little too seriously. The reason this clip is in this video is because the shot was so hard and I thought I was in perfect angle and it ended up making me second guess where I was. Because it came off his stick so hard, I was kind of surprised at who he was. So that's why you can actually watch me looking at him. I did this so I'd know who he was next time he comes down. I'd know how to play him slightly differently because of his harder shot. Some guys are so good that you really have to know when to respect their shots and how they're going to make the plays. There's no way I could ever cheat on him on a 2-on-1 or anything because he could just pick a corner with his hard shot and I wouldn't be able to react in time. It's just something that you learn to pick up on and try to watch players more and more. So this is a tough play because his tip was really good and ended up beating me, but luckily hitting the post. Because there's a tip in front, you want to get as compact as possible to make sure nothing will squeak through, but at the same time, they can pick the corners. I probably should have come out more and been at the top of the crease, close as possible to the tip, so he can't really pick a corner like that, but I got lucky anyways. So this is that guy who has a really hard shot that I mentioned earlier. I knew there was a player in front, but I also didn't think he would pass it out there because he has such a good shot. So I had to play it pretty tight. I went to VH to hope to cover any holes possible, but when he came out in front, my glove ended up dropping a bit. When it did, I just got it with the thumb of my glove and it hits the crossbar, and luckily the rebound, the guy misses it, bounces over his stick. I should have probably pushed out more on this play and gone and attacked him more, but I kind of locked up and froze because I was afraid he was just going to pick a corner hard. So this is the same guy in front of the net ready for a tip. I tried to come out on top of the crease to break down the angle so he wouldn't have anywhere to go. And then on the rebound, I tried to keep myself pretty tight so he couldn't slip it into any holes. I kept my stick in front of my 5-hole to make sure that he couldn't just slide it between my pads either. This was just all sorts of unlucky and ugly. I slide to the right to make an easy save and deflecting the corner of my stick on a simple shot. Instead of a simple play, it bounces off the top of my stick, hits my elbow and goes behind me. Normally I can say what I should have done differently, but this is just a bad bounce and stuff happens. This has happened to me a couple times the last few games. Weird bounces off people's skates lead me to have to make a really weird stretching toe save. I tried to push back, but I don't have the leg strength to really push myself backwards from when I'm sliding, and I usually don't end up going anywhere. That's why I had to use my skate to kick this out. It wasn't pretty, but it worked, and luckily no one got a rebound in. So here's that guy who has a really good shot again. I got completely lucky here. Didn't really move my glove. It went right in there. Good positioning, I guess. I make a pretty good breakaway save against that good shooter, but the rebound leaves me in no man's land, and I'm just in an awkward position to make the next save. I try to cover the post by leaning and using my blocker arm to cover it. That leaves the catching arm side pretty open, and against a good shooter, me stretching my leg out and trying to reach with my glove, I just couldn't get to it. So this guy's really good. I always have problems stopping him, and he dekes me out at the hash marks. Only thing I can say is don't do this. That really good guy who scored the last goal makes a great play here. Skates in front of the pass, so I don't actually see where it ends up. And I end up being stuck where I thought the guy was, but he ends up moving over a bit. And that leaves a spot between the blocker and my post and the pad that he ends up picking. This is just awkward VH stuff. I tried to use my stick to stop it and so I could cover it, but it ends up bouncing in the middle, so I slide over to play it, and luckily the guy can't pick up the rebound. Person who dangled me really bad earlier, this is him again, and I just try to cover all holes, get low, and he makes a good shot off my pad for a rebound, but luckily they can't pick it up and the defense just gets rid of it. So I made a couple of these saves lately and was asked how to play them and how to know when to slide across. Well, this guy who has the puck originally makes it pretty obvious that he's making the pass, and I just moved as fast as possible over to the middle. And luckily for me, I'm pretty big and my legs are pretty long, so I was able to make saves like these. But I got some really good advice from this one girl on a website. My whole body wasn't being straight to the puck, and even here it's not totally straight, but this way my arms are actually following where it is. I was told to lead with your right arm and kind of put it behind you to make sure it pulls your body that way. Before, my stick and my arms were trailing and only my pad would be out and my body would be facing the original shooter. By pulling your arm out and making sure it's leading your body, it pulls your chest more center, so you can make more arm and glove saves and sometimes chest saves, and just makes you more square. As for knowing when to slide across, you can never be really sure. And if you cheat, good players are going to put it past you every time because you leave holes open. Basically, I just try to play the shot as long as possible until I know that that's a pass going out in front. And I hope that with my leg strength or just my size, I'm able to get to the puck. Some people might try more desperation saves and diving, but I always find I always miss it anyways. And luckily for me lately, I've been making these pad saves on these 2-on-1s or basically one-timer shots like this. So on this play, I should have come back towards the post and just cover the net, but I wanted to challenge him and make him lose the puck. I kick it away in my toe by using the splits. I ended up not getting it whatsoever, but luckily he lost the puck anyways. So this is a really good player that deked me out earlier. When I noticed the puck went to the slot to him, my hands were up too high because I was expecting him to try to shoot for the top corners. Instead, I should have just been in my normal position because it ends up going between my blocker and my body because my hands were up high and the stick off the ice. So on the original shot, I didn't come out that far because I knew the shooter didn't really have anywhere to go and that there was a lot of traffic in front and I was looking for the tip. When the puck hits off the skate, I just try to follow the player who has the puck over, and when he takes a shot, it ends up getting in my chest and I'm able to make the save. My stick was actually square of the puck the whole time until he shot it and it went off the ice. At that point, my body just instinctively moved it out of position and tried to cradle the puck, which I end up failing doing anyways. So I shouldn't have gone down right away on this play, but I was playing the one-timer. When he cuts back across, I don't have the leg strength to push myself all the way and follow him and get stuck in the middle of the net. Because of that, I try to reach out with my pad and my glove to stop the puck, but he shoots it under my glove and just past my pad. If I put my glove behind my pad, I probably could have made the save, but you also have to worry about the shot above the pad, so you're kind of just stuck here. So I mentioned in another video that I don't really like poke checks. Well, here's why. I make a poke check and actually get the puck away from him, but it doesn't go far enough. And they have another chance to take a shot, and my stick's completely out of position. But luckily, I was able to get my pads together to close a 5-hole. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry this one took a little while. They take a while to make, and just life gets in the way sometimes. And if you have any comments or questions, remember to leave them for me. Thanks.